that we have left, we want to talk right down to earth in a language that everybody here can easily understand.
The cult of personality. I know your anger, I know your dreams. I've been everything you wanna be. Oh, I'm the cult of personality. Like Mussolini and Kennedy. I'm the cult of personality. The cult of personality, the cult of personality. Neon lights, Nobel Prize, when a mirror speaks, the reflection lies. You won't have to follow me, only you can set me free. I saw things you need to be. I'm the smiling face on your TV. Oh, I'm the cult of personality. I exploit you, still you love me. I tell you 1 and 1 makes 3. Oh, I'm the cult of personality. Like Joseph Stalin and Gandhi. Oh, I'm the cult of personality. The cult of personality. The cult of personality. Neon lights, Nobel Prize. When a leader speaks, that leader dies. You won't have to follow me, only you can set you free. You gave me fortune, you gave me fire, you gave me power in your God's name. I'm every person you need to be. Oh, I'm the cult of personality. I'm the cult of, 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 I'm the cult of personality.
Ask not what your country can do for you. The only thing we have to fear is fear itself.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
That's right, it's here, the official start of the new NBA season. I'm Ernie Johnson, excited to be here once again with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith for another go-around. And tonight, it'll be the Houston Rockets going up against the Denver Nuggets. Well, for Denver, they are hungry for a win here. Last season, they got swept by this team. 4 straight losses, something they haven't forgotten. And another NBA season about to start. Shaq, we've talked about it. You can feel, an air of excitement that's a little different than in years past.
There's a number of talented teams all wanting that ring.
We're live from Houston, where the crowd is on their feet. And we've been waiting for this day for a long time. It's opening day in the NBA. Thanks, everyone, for joining us here in the start of a new season. I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. A battle in the Western. Conference, this Houston crowd hoping to watch their Rockets come out on top. Tip-off goes to Houston. Now let's take a look at the Nuggets opening lineup. Chandler and Fareed are at the forward spots. Foyle is out there with Moutier. Ariza goes in. Can't get it to go. Now the Nuggets take it the other way. Here's Moutier. Here's Fareed. And he goes in for the dunk.
The D cannot forget about him like that. He'll light you up. Big time.
And here are the Rockets. Lawson outside. And he converts the layup.
Well, Hall of Famer and 3-time champion Kevin McHale, the Rockets coach, did nothing but find success and win as a player. And, that's been the same song for him as a coach.
Passes it to Chandler. He dishes it to Fareed. Hits some rim on the way in, and the bucket's good. Fareed's got his second basket of the game. Lawson outside. Screen by Howard. And Harden wide open. He shoots. Offline with his 3.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed.
Here's Moutier. And so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2. Well, perhaps one of the most intriguing draft picks of this past summer. Emmanuel Moutier can be a game-changing player. Was going to play Clark, as you recall, at SMU for Larry Brown.
He sure was, and went overseas instead. So we don't know a ton about him other than his reputation is sterling. Now we'll see if he can live up to it.
No good on that one.
And how about Moutier, guys? He has a very interesting upbringing. Born in the Congo, grew up in Texas, then spent last season in China. Already a very well-traveled young man for a player of his age.
And he can't hit the second.
And you know, with Moutier, you can't ignore what he does on the court. He has amazing size at the point guard spot, excellent vision, and is a natural playmaker for his squad. Don't take your eyes off of him because he can make plays from multiple spots on the floor. Put the isolated cam on him.
Here's Moutier. James Harden picking up that last basket. The shot by Chandler, wide open. Cans it from downtown. Chandler's got himself on the board with 3 there. For Houston, they've gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. Lawson drives in. Moutier with the rebound.
Yeah, credit the D there. Got his hands up and made sure he wasn't comfortable on the release.
Sure did. Stayed real snug on him and didn't allow him the space he needed to get a good shot on.
Now, here is 4. And the first shot of the night for him, no good. Ariza kicks to Lawson. And here in the first, approaching 3 minutes played, here's Howard. Kicks it out to Harden. 6 to shoot. Houston moving it around. Ariza no luck. The Nuggets leading by 3. Chandler with the ball. Now Lawson defending. Foy with it. There's the pick. Chandler dishes to Moutier. He feeds it to Fareed. And it's Denver scoring again.
And early on, they've been nearly perfect from the floor. Just the one miss here on their first 5 attempts.
Clark, they've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a little bit of cottonmouth here. Dry spell for sure.
It's Harden with the drive. Here's Moniunas. And good. Got the English that time as it falls.
Heads up play there, guys, on the assist and the finish.
For Denver, they've gone 4 of 5 from the field so far. Moutier kicks to Fareed. Dishes it to Foy. It's rebounded by Houston. And going against Denver, their first game of the NBA's regular season.
And they were unbeaten against this club last season. Not surprising considering where they both finished in the standings.
Yeah, it's really plain as pound cake. They're the better team. I mean, they'll look to prove it again here tonight.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
The Nuggets missed the postseason again last year. Never really had a good look at it and just fell in back of the pack.
And it's the second straight year of not playing playoff basketball in Denver. This coming on the heels of 10 straight bursts between 04 and 13.
Now 4 after Moniunas' three-pointer wouldn't go. Here's Jokic, and it's sent back by Howard. Ariza goes in with the tip. It's good on the putback.
Well, I'm impressed with the determination he showed right there, getting himself in the good position under the glass. Did his work early there.
Yeah, with the presence of mind, know just where the rebound was going to go to.
And then also just the niftiness with that tip in, just a quick touch, again, before the defense knows what hit him.
Here's 4, following the basket by Moniunas. And that one's good, Jokic.
And, you know, for Denver, historically, they've enjoyed a lot of success for a long time. I mean, missing the playoffs consecutively might have been the wake-up call they needed to try something different going forward.
And listen, it's sometimes really hard for teams like the Nuggets to know when to rebuild. So while they weren't quite sure what they had coming into last season, by the end of it, they had a clear idea of what direction they needed to head into for the future.
Nurkic checked in for the Nuggets. Gallinari comes in for Kenneth Fareed. And so here is Houston. It's a 3-point game. A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
A bit ago, Mike Malone and I were able to chat. This is their first matchup of the season against this squad, and he knows the shot blocking in the middle will certainly be an obstacle. But he said, quote, "We've got to remain aggressive and continue to attack." Guys, he said that putting their bigs in high pick and rolls and shooting the open jumper with confidence will be key. We'll see how they do.
Thank you, Doris, and quite a focus for the game here early on, and an important one too, guys.
Yeah, I mean, up against this team, finding ways to crack their defensive shell is always going to be the #1 challenge.
And I would say it would be the #2 and #3 challenges as well, guys.
Oh, and the dunk by Ariza.
Wow, the floor just really opened up for him on that possession.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all for good offense, but that was just a terrible reaction from the defense.
Now, here's Moutier. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. It's Chandler high post. The shot is off, and it's Houston the other way. Ariza kicks to Moniunas. Gallinari against Lawson. From deep, Harden. That is in there. Lawson with the assist. Harden's got 5 now.
Excellent ball movement there, guys.
And that's keyed this run. Passing it with purpose. The D hasn't been able to keep up.
Now, here is Ford. And here's Lawson. In the corner, Harden dives for it, but he recovers it. Second chance shot, and it's Houston with another. The Nuggets trail by 6. Well, you think back to the 2009 draft, the Thunder selecting James Harden 3rd overall, and there was some second guessing there.
Yeah, and Tyreek Evans, Kevin, taking a pick after him, won Rookie of the Year, but with time, Harden's talent is proven out, and you could argue he should have gone first in that draft.
Here's Moutier, and yes, sir, that one drops.
Really crisp, intelligent passing to make that basket possible.
There's the lob to the hoop, and Howard with the stuff.
And the lead just grows on that ridiculous offensive sequence.
You know, Clark, that dunk alone would have been spectacular. Never mind it coming at the end of an alley-oop.
Yeah, that just added more to it.
And you know, guys, right now, they're starting to flatline, just hanging on here for dear life.
You know, Clark, the one thing you can say about Ty Lawson is his awareness around the floor. He's just ubiquitous, and his court vision is incredible.
Excellent peripheral vision. He averaged almost 10 assists a game last season. That's the best year of his career thus far.
Houston, a whole new 5 on the floor. And then for Denver, J.J. Hickson, he's checked in for Chandler. And Barton subbed in for Randy Ford. The Nuggets trail by 6. To the wing on the left, fires for 3. Rebounded by Capella.
And for Ty Lawson, playmaking isn't a concern. He's got that. His shooting accuracy, though, seems to drop every year. In fact, the last 2 years have been the worst of his career.
Yeah, you know, going back to Lawson's declining shooting percentage, really no apparent reason for it. Last year, he launched the fewest threes in his past 4 seasons, but he still couldn't find the rhythm. And it really hurt his team down the stretch.
And let's take a moment here to get your guys' take on scoring so far for the Rockets.
Fellas, they're passing the ball the way you're supposed to here in this first half.
Something else they've been able to do so far tonight is earn those tough points in the paint.
Both free throws good from Beverly.
Boy, last year the Rockets dealt with a lot of injuries. I mean, the front court and post players were hit the hardest. I think almost every Rocket big would end up missing some time.
Here's Barton. Pass to Hickson. Somehow ignores the tight D and gets the layup.
The second he got around the pick and shook his man, it was straight to the bucket for the easy deuce. Very, very well done.
They set the pick. And the wide open shot from Green. The Rockets again can't hit. And last season, GA, as you were talking about, the injuries for the Rockets did pile up. Dwight Howard was out. Terrence Jones was out. They missed those guys for multiple games.
Yeah, and that hurt them inside. But also, remember, Beverly goes down right before the playoffs. So in all, the Rockets had 180 missed games on their roster due to injury. Amazing they stayed so resilient and were able to capture that 2 seed.
Now here's Beverly following the miss by Emmanuel Mudiay. Again, the miss by Green.
They've been sensational on the backboard to start this game.
Yeah, sensational is a really good word for it, Greg. They're tearing it up on the glass.
Now, here is Gallinari. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from inside the paint area.
There's got to be a wall of defense when it comes to attacking the paint. Plain and simple.
Screen by Jones. Spanulis passes to Jones. Just 5 to shoot. From deep, Green. Count that one. Green's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. The Nuggets trail by 7. Now here's Mudiay. From deep 3-point range. And that does it for the first quarter. The Rockets on top, leading by 7. And we'll be back right after this. Head coach Kevin McHale doing well in Houston. He certainly has a fan and a shooting guard, James Harden.
He listens to us. You know, he takes our input and our feedback on games and what do we think and how we feel about, you know, certain situations. And, you know, he's a player coach. He's played, so he knows the game.
Well, there's no doubt there's great respect that Harden is showing for Coach Kevin McHale, which is what you need sometimes as a coach. You've got to command that respect from your players.
You know, it's kind of like a honeymoon period. You know, when it's clicking, it's like magic, and you just try to keep it going. But it all comes down to the coach listening, sharing, and taking the players' input seriously. Kevin has that instinct, having been around so many great teams.
All right, the second quarter beginning in just a moment. And guys, for the Rockets, what jumps out to you from a number standpoint?
They seem to be a step slower, and that's one reason why they've been able to own the rebounding end.
Well, the anticipation's been better. As the ball hits the rim, it's gone right to them. Solid job of them chasing it down and anticipating.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. So on the floor for Houston, Harrell is out there with Howard. Then there's Gerald Green, and it's Spanulis in at the 2 spot.
Yeah, just a solid job on the backboard. They are really controlling the inside.
Well, they're working the glass, really battling in that area of the game, and that's helped them stake this lead.
Here in the second quarter with a little over a minute gone. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Sure could, Kev. I mean, too many empty trips. They need some points.
And it's Gallinari again missing. Rockets leading by 11. Here's Ribas. Screen by Howard. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2.
And guys, Dwight Howard's an interesting guy. One of the most physically imposing players in our league, and yet he's known for his lighthearted, almost playful nature.
And for Howard, his parents raised him to keep a smile on his face and stay upbeat and remain positive. He's done all those things and still compete in the rough and tumble world of pro basketball.
Yeah, and yet some of his peers and contemporaries have gone at him. Durant, for instance, Kobe Bryant called him soft. Byron Scott questioned his desire. Guys go about their work in different manners.
Here's what Denver's going with right now. Azili comes in for Barton. And Wilson Chandler's subbed in for Gallinari. Both shots good from the stripe. Well, looking back on last season, you didn't know where the Rockets would end up in terms of seeding in the playoffs. Ended up with the 2 seed because they won the Southwest Division. And as it turned out, everything worked out very well for them.
It really did, and had a divisional matchup in that first round against the Mavs. But the Rockets took care of business in that series and would advance.
And, you know, for the Rockets, they had a major gut check in the second round. Went down 3-1 against the Clippers. Came back to win the series in 7, including Game 6, when I dozed off when they were trailing by 19 in the 4th and was shocked to wake up in the morning and see they had forced the 7th game.
It's stolen by Foy. Pass to Jokic. Here's Ezeli. He's guarded by Howard. Ezeli the pass to Jokic. 14 feet away, kept alive. And that one is stuffed right through.
Just a terrific effort on the offensive glass. That's how they're going to cut into this lead.
And Greg, a dunk like that is sure to give them a spark.
Which is a spark they desperately need, Kevin. They've got to ramp up the intensity.
Now here's Chandler. Fareed outside. On the wing, Chandler. Some nice ball movement by the Nuggets. And he gets it to go. And now it's only a 5-point Houston lead.
And with the Rockets' last postseason, their trip to the conference finals was as far as they would go. And went out to the Warriors in 5 games. Most of them were close ones. I think most fans were pleased with how far the team went last year in spite of all the injuries.
Donatas Vatayunas. Ty Lawson.
Ariza has the open look, and that comes off the assist by Dwight Howard. Ariza's got 5 points so far.
A wide open 3. They need much better communication defensively.
Knocks it loose, and stolen by Howard. Here's Lawson, and it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
Oh, the officials are all over that one.
Clearly a foul. I mean, didn't give him any choice but to blow the whistle. I mean, you got to play without fouling. Well, one thing about Ty Lawson is he's very good at attacking the defense. Gets inside without a problem and knows how to set up teammates.
And for Lawson, he is great when he attacks. He does obviously create well for his team on drives. Interesting player, certainly, but playing with a team that's growing and pretty young around him.
A good point. And, you know, last season, Lawson averaged about 13 points for his team off of his own drives. I mean, that means 13 points a night would be a direct result of him attacking the rim. That's second in the league in a stat that only trailed James Harden.
I think that would surprise some people.
Yes.
And, you know, Denver was not that good against the West last season, but they weren't as bad as you would have thought. Managed to get 19 wins against not shabby.
Jokic, no good.
They've been the glassy.
And almost 4. Well, last year for the Nuggets, they were really searching, and they finished 12th in the Western Conference. Greg, they were 30-52.
You know, not a great place to be.
No,
let's face it. I mean, Kevin, Denver never really had a shot at the postseason, but weren't good enough to land a high draft pick either.
Here's Lawson. Wilson Chandler making his last shot. Howard can't hit.
You know, just a little too fancy on that play.
Well, you don't want to force any play, but particularly the alley-oop. You'd like to try that when it's wide open.
Now, here's Lawson. There's a screen by Moreyball. Here's Ariza. That is in there. Watson with the assist. And it's 8 points for Trevor Ariza.
And it started hot, and he's only gotten harder.
All right, Houston, coming into the corner on your own. Rockets power dancer. Give it up.
Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
During that break, Coach Mike Malone had some words for his team. He made no mistake that their plan was to run their offense through Fareed. Coach is calling on him to play a big role in the offense for the rest of this game, to really be one of the key guys for them down the stretch. I'm sure Coach is hoping those changes turn the tide in this game and shrink the deficit before halftime. Back to you, Kevin.
And thank you, Doris. Now, here is Ford. Out to Chandler. Takes a three. Shot's good. Chandler's got 5 points in the quarter.
Boy, they're knocking down the long-range shots. A lot of those same shots they missed earlier in the first quarter. They still find themselves down here, but they're starting to make some headway into that deficit.
So it's Denver now. Following the miss by Lawson. Kicks it to Ford. Here's the three. Another three for Denver.
And I like the fact that he really was unfazed by that scoreless first quarter, and now you can see him getting into a rhythm.
Outside Lawson. On the wing, Harden. Back to Lawson. Kicks it out to Harden. No good. Now Denver takes it the other way. Here's Denver now. They're on a 16-7 run. Fareed outside. There's the screen. Foy from long range. That's a good shot, and now he's 3 for 7.
He's having an incredible quarter from long range. He didn't get a single one in the first, but has 3 from downtown here.
Brewer with the screen for Lawson. Now Ariza. He's got 8. Here's Brewer. Drops in the layup for 2. And the Rockets lead by 3.
Boy, he picked him out brilliantly with that feed inside.
Here's Jokic. Now the dish to Chandler. This one for 3. And again, Denver with the triple.
12 straight points off of three-pointers, and the D looks shell-shocked.
And guys, now that they're rolling from out there, the defense has to really get up into them. You got to almost be in their jerseys to try to deny those looks.
And here's Harden. Wilson Chandler getting his 3 to go. Shot clock at 6. Lets it go with the 3. No good from Lawson. Denver's gone 6 of 12 from outside. A very nice 50% mark. Shooting the 3-ball well. Fareed outside. He kicks it to 4. Here's Jokic. The shot is good. It's his second bucket in 5 tries.
They have repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid dividends.
And with as many points as they've gotten in the paint, you know, they haven't had to do much work on the perimeter. Yeah, saw some things that just weren't working for them and wants to make some adjustments.
Yeah, and no reason to wait around to do that, Greg. I mean, you might as well make those adjustments right away.
Well, let's take a look at last year's top scorer. James Harden is second.
And looking back, his points per game really underscored the fact that he never took a game off. I mean, one special performance after another all season long.
Houston making some changes. Capella's checked in, and Terrence Jones is subbed in for Trevor Ariza. Here is Brewer. Here's Spanulis. Shoots from 12. Rebound by Nurkic. And Yusuf Nurkic, really a big, good-looking young prospect. He's the guy that took Mozgov's place in Denver.
Yeah, originally, Kevin, drafted by the Bulls at number 16, then traded to Denver, as you indicated. His sheer size alone, 7 feet, 280. That makes him a force on the glass.
Rockets trail by 4. Feeds it to Capella. That one falls, coming off Lawson's feet. Lawson's got 4 assists now tonight. Barton kicks to Moutier. Stripped it away. Lawson with it. There's a minute 40 left now here in the second. The open shot by Brewer. Fires the jumper from the corner and nails it. Brewer's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Really crisp, intelligent passing to make that basket possible.
Now, here's Gallinari. Covered by Brewer.
And the rebound battle split evenly thus far.
Yeah, tit for tat on the glass. Just one more aspect of what's been a very closely contested ball game here. His touch has disappeared on him this quarter. He just hasn't been able to get it going.
Gallinari, a screen on Lawson. Screen by Nurkic. The pass to Gallinari. All alone. Jump shot is good that time. Gallinari's got 6 points.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Dime-dropping delights is what I call it.
Yeah, it's a nice pass. I will give you that.
Yeah, he's on the money, that's no doubt.
Fellas, he just is struggling to get anything going. Right now, his shooting percentage in the quarter, 20%.
We've got 33 seconds left in the second quarter.
And that's a well-contested shot.
Well, we've seen him before. He does not allow you to just get easy baskets. He's always going to make you work for it. They brought up their three-point percentage this quarter. They're shooting it well right now. The defense may need to think about making some kind of adjustment to slow that down.
And here's Moutier. Dixon a screen. With 2 seconds left, here's Nurkic. He got it up in time, but it wouldn't fall for him. And the first half comes to a close. We've got a close game going on here. Rockets lead by 3. We'll see you after halftime for the beginning of the third quarter.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here again with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. And an exciting time of the year as the first game of the regular season is halfway through. Houston was looking great right away. They were able to stretch out their lead to 8 points on the heels of a few stops and some quality offensive possessions. By the end of the first quarter, their lead was 7. And into the second quarter, momentum started to shift slightly as they gave up some of that lead, ending the half up 3. Kenny, what'd you think about the Rockets?
Well, the reserves really came through when they needed a spark. This is a close game. Any points you can get from your bench are huge. I thought the bench guys came in and inserted themselves like they wanted a starting spot. And that's what you want. Subs who are ready to produce the moment they step on the floor.
And you, big fella, let's get your thoughts on the Nuggets.
Well, their defense was really inconsistent. They get a stop, then turn around and give up an easy bucket. That's why they allowed over 50% shooting. Their defense needs to be a lot more focused in the second half.
And time now to send you back down to the floor with Kevin Harlan. We will see you after the game.
And now the start of the second half. Neither side jumping out ahead through the first 2 quarters. A fantastic game from Wilson Chandler in this one.
You know, I'm not sure that he can continue to shoot the 3 as well as he has up to this point. He has been lights out.
You know, sometimes, Greg, you have those nights where the basket just looks twice as large as it is. Grand Canyon size. It might be one of those nights for him.
The Nuggets trail by 3, so on the floor for Denver. Chandler and Fareed are at the forward spots. Moutier out there with 4. Now here's Chandler. Passes it to Jokic. It's tipped, and it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Mona Eunice. Just 3 to shoot. Foy dishes to Moutier. Good D by Ariza. Houston leads.
Make it to the second spot in the West at the very end of the season. Actually came down to the last day. They could have ended as low as 6th going into the final game.
That doesn't go either for Lawson.
And no excuse there for missing that one after being freed up by a great pick.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, they came away empty, but they got the look they wanted, and really, I like the movement and communication there.
Now, here's Moutier following the miss by Lawson. Shot clock at 5. Moutier kicks to Chandler, shoots, and again, Denver no good. Last season for the Rockets, they finished as the #2 team in the West to the Golden State Warriors. But, you know, they had to battle the whole way through.
Yeah, in part because of injuries. I mean, the Rockets did well to come in second in the West, but it was because they took care of the so-called easy games. 33 wins in the conference, but a record of 12-16 against the other playoff teams out West.
Now here's Fareed. Dwight Howard missing his last shot. Block shots, a stat that sometimes doesn't tell the whole story. Big-time shot blockers aren't always elite defenders. And then the opposite is true. Their block shot totals don't quite capture that great impact they really have defensively.
You know, and Akeem the Dream, certainly one of the greatest all-around players to have ever played the game. An endless array of offensive moves down low, no doubt. And defensively, his numbers speak for themselves. I mean, almost 4,000 career blocks, 2 Defensive Player of the Year awards, just a legendary low-post defender.
Here is Harden. Denver able to drain the 3. The open shot by Ariza. Denver grabs the miss. Fareed's got his 5th rebound in this one.
Ugh, ugly start to the second half. They've missed their first 4. They've got to get on track.
Now here's Moutier, guarded by Harden. On the wing, Chandler. Here's Moutier. And the go-ahead bucket, no good.
Yeah, the offense scuffling a bit to start this second half. Only 1 for the first 5.
Lawson travels in, and 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. Emmanuel Moutier picks one up.
I mean, even from over here, you can see that one pretty clearly.
No question about it, Greg. I mean, a ton of contact and a good call by the officials.
All right, now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
That free throw missing.
You know, the Nuggets could create their offense, but they still would have trouble knocking down the shots. Just didn't have a lot of dead-eye laser shooters. Every field goal attempt with them was an adventure.
So we can't get either to fall. Nuggets did have their problems on the offensive end, too, something that's rare for them, hitting the open shot and the mid-range shot and beyond being one of them.
You know, Kevin, how about being last in the league in catch and shoot field goal percentage? I mean, got a good amount of looks that way, but really struggled shooting only 34% in those situations.
He is an automatic finisher when he gets into that area.
You know, he picks the simple one-handed stuff to get the 2 points.
Yeah, and in a close game, though, guys, those could be really important points. And I like the fact that the defense is looking to protect the rim at all costs.
Definitely saved a layup with that foul, and he'll make him earn them from the line, and that's what you want to see.
For Houston, they have made 5 of 8 of their free throw attempts.
And one of the weaker areas for this group, only shot about 71% from the line a season ago.
And it's something they know that if they improve, can really have a big impact on their success.
Denver making a switch here. Azili's checked in. And Lawson hits 2 free throws. It's no secret, Clark, what this Houston Rockets team wants to do. They want to get to the line, drive the lane, and hurt you from outside the arc.
And they'll do it all at a very fast pace. I mean, they're fun to watch. The pace is something that I think sneaks up on teams sometimes, Kevin.
Good point. Now here's Harden. He has 5. Moutier kicks to Chandler. The feed to Moutier. Poked away. Denver needs to get off a shot. Boy from long range. Up again. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. And it's 13 points for Kenneth Faried.
You know, his positioning near the hoop, always to his advantage. Just a terrific job to tip that one back in.
Here's Lawson. Another miss by Houston.
And no doubt the Rockets were one of the faster-paced teams in the league last year. When you have the firepower they do, you want it to become a scoring fest.
Now here's Moutier, rebounded by Howard.
This is not the slam dunk contest. You don't get do-over. You got to finish the job.
Got that one up quick. And it's 7 points for James Harden. The Nuggets have gone a lackluster 3 of 9 from the field since halftime.
A lot of the wins for the Rockets, guys, I thought last year came from just wearing down their opponent. I mean, you can keep up with their pace for a quarter, maybe 2, but it's very hard to sustain it for 48 minutes, shot for shot.
And for Festus Ezeli, came in as an extremely raw prospect a couple years back, late first-round draft pick. His minutes were down, actually, last season, but his production was decidedly up.
Yeah, he went from 44 to 55% on field goals, from 53 to 63% on free throws, a testament to how much effort he's putting into developing that shooting stroke.
And, you know, going back to Ezeli, impressive physically, 7 foot, 7'6" wingspan, 5% body fat. If his skill set ever catches up with his natural gift, watch out, watch out.
And so Ezeli nails both of them.
And a footnote to Ezeli, one of his college administrators raved about his intelligence. He cited Ezeli's broad perspective on world trade, globalization, and I tell you what, if Ezeli keeps improving, he'll soon be a serious benefactor of the economics of American sports.
Now here's Moutier. Hickson a screen on Green. Now here's Moutier, guarded by Green. Now Moutier, and a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. And the Nuggets lead by 4.
That's a nice job of getting the ball in the paint and burying the shot. That's exactly how it's done.
And Beverly kicks to Harrell. He used that pick to get in close. Harrell's got his second basket of the night.
How about how he sets his man up there, runs him right into the screen, and then gets the basket.
Here's Ribas. He's been patient so far, nothing yet on the scoreboard. Shoots from the right block. Hickson grabs the board. The Nuggets have gone a somewhat subpar 4 of 10 on their shots in the second half so far. Dishes to Moutier. And he banks in the layup. Moutier's got 6 points.
I'll tell you what, the defenders didn't even get a sniff of him on that move to the hoop.
Beverly wide open. Drops in the tray.
Maybe he's not one of the elite sharpshooters, but even still, that's not a shot the D can afford to give him.
Hickson a screen. Martin passes to Moutier. There's a screen. He dishes it to Ezeli. No one near him. And the rebound goes to the Rockets.
High-quality shot. Just a little off there with the release.
And, Greg, that has him S-H-H-ing, shaking his head. Tough miss that
time. Guys, close one here. No team getting a huge advantage.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, there have already been 5 lead changes, but nobody taking control of it.
Yeah, tooth and nail fight so far, guys. These sides match up really well.
And continuing to expand his arsenal last season, Patrick Beverly, the guard for the Rockets. Career highs in assists and rebounds per game, and he's one of the smallest guys on the floor.
Yeah, and he's really working on the details of becoming a better playmaker, becoming a guy that has coaches trust him to handle the basketball in those crucial situations.
Let's use this break for a quick look at the squads that really made it happen on the fast break last season. In second, the Rockets.
I mean, this is such a tough team to deal with. You see the numbers. They would just push the ball at every opportunity.
for the Rockets. Capella's checked in, and Jones subbed in for Harrell. Yusuf Nurkic, he's checked in for the Nuggets. Now here's Moutier. Defense is right there. And again, Denver no good.
You know, talking about Beverly, his wrist injury really changed things for the Rockets at the end of last season. Suddenly, 37-year-old Jason Terry had to take on big minutes at the point, and he was serviceable, but they missed Beverly's toughness on defense particularly.
Kept alive. Here's Hickson, and terrific work on the offensive glass, and he picks up 2. Hickson's got his second bucket. Guys, we're not through 3 quarters of play, but 6 lead changes already in this one.
Yeah, it's been a really good game for sure. I mean, it looks like it's going to stay tight throughout.
Yeah, competitive, and I think we all can agree that we thought this would be the type of game that would come down to the end. And going back to the one thing with Patrick Beverly, his shot could still be more consistent. Last year, he was down in shooting averages across the board, including just 38% from the field. It makes it very difficult on your offense when you have an inability to space the floor.
In a moment now to quickly take a look at the offensive approach for Denver.
What a tremendous showing from the three-pointer all through this game.
I've been impressed with how well they penetrated tonight, too.
Tanking is something that all teams that are out of it tend to do. I hate that word, Clark, but it seems to be the one used by a lot. Nuggets didn't really try to hide it last season either.
Well, you know, it certainly looked that way. Right around March, they just started sitting key players for no real reason. They framed it as rest, but it didn't quite look that way.
Now, here is Gallinari. 6 points for him. Here's Barton. Can't get it to go. The Rockets go the other way with it. To the paint. We've got 1:13 left to play in the third. Jokic passes to Barton. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
And guys, for the Nuggets, it seemed to come out of the blue for their players. They all felt fresh, but the press release would say they needed rest. So obviously a bit of miscommunication there.
And, you know, back to the Nuggets and giving up a bit near the end of the season, miscommunications like that can really bother a player. Still, it's a viable strategy. I don't know if it's viable, but it's a strategy that could pay dividends if executed the right way.
So for the Rockets, Reza comes in for Gerald Green, and it's Brewer in for Patrick Beverly. He makes 1 of 2 that time.
And for Terrence Jones, there's a quiet excitement surrounding him in personnel circles. Last season, he was a much better rim protector, way up in blocks, and his three-point percentage was up as well. So those are the kinds of year 3 improvements that talent evaluators are always looking for, especially when you come into the league as an underclassman.
Pass to Gallinari. Nurkic setting the pick for Gallinari. Jumper off the screen. The Rockets pull it in. Oh, and a fast break for the Rockets. Here's Ribas. 30 seconds left here in the third quarter. Rocket 6. Here's Spanoulis from the stripe. And the rebound by Nurkic. Denver leading by 3. Jokic passes to Gallinari. Trying to break that ice-cold streak, and the layup is good. Gallinari's got the lead up to 5 now for the Nuggets. And we've reached the end of the third. Nuggets ahead, up 5. And we're coming back in just a moment. Get ready for the fourth quarter of action when we return. Thanks for joining us again as we get set for the fourth quarter. A terrific game so far. Modiunas and Howard, the post pair. Harden and Ariza filling out the perimeter. And it's Lawson in at the point guard. So that's who's on the floor for the Rockets. It's Harden with the drive. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Kicks it out to Ariza. It's good. The assist that time from Harden. Harden's got 3 assists now in this one.
Confident and composed on the three-point shot at a critical juncture. Clutch.
Chandler with the screen on Lawson. Pass to Foy. With the shot. And the shot's good after hitting off the rim. And the Nuggets lead by 4. Houston's gotten the three-point shot off 16 times tonight. 7 times they've hit it. 9 times they've missed. Lawson dishes to Howard. Ariza, right side. And that one's good. Ariza's got 5 points now in the quarter. The Nuggets shooting at 46%, making some buckets. Screen by Fareed. Fareed, a screen on Ariza. Here's Foy. And it's wide right. Hits off the rim.
Yeah, but you have to love that tough interior defense.
And, Greg, that's exactly what he gives you. I mean, he's constantly making his presence felt around the rim.
And here's Denver. The lead is 2. Here's Jokic. And Foy kicks to Fareed. Shot is no good. Excellent D from Howard. Oh, and a fast break for the Rockets. And Harden with the basket on the assist by Ariza. Harden's got it all tied up now for the Rockets.
That's a quick bucket there. Solid in transition.
Well, you know, he loves the chance to get out and run, and we could see right there why he does.
And he gets it to go. And it's 13 points for Wilson Chandler.
And that's just a great individual play right through the teeth of the defense.
Okay, fans, put your hands together for your Rockets Power Dancers!
I think Doris Burke has something for us right now. Doris?
Well, guys, Kevin McHale had some advice for the team in that last break. His message, don't even look at the score right now. We've got to make one play at a time and execute. That's how we'll take this thing home. Kevin, he's trying to keep them focused.
Great. Thanks for the report, Doris. Now, here's Ariza. He feeds it to Lawson. Clock at 6. Fires at the elbow. That's short off the rim.
It's almost like he's trying to make things hard on himself. You know, he's just got to slow the game down. Try to get some easy ones.
No problems knocking that one down. And it's a 4-point Denver lead. Rockets have gone 3 of 5 here in the fourth quarter. Pretty good numbers coming out of the break. Fall.
Not fazed at all by having a bigger defender on him down low. And I really thought he would be.
You know, at first glance, you wouldn't think that he'd be comfortable in that particular situation. But, boy, I tell you what, he didn't look like he was out of his element at all right there.
Screen by Howard. Lawson the pass to Harden. Back to Lawson. A 3. Good. It's Harden with the assist that time. 12 points for Ty Lawson.
Man, that's sure got to be a load off his mind after not hitting a single three-pointer in that first half.
Now here's Moutier, Ariza covering, and Chandler, here we go. Dwight Howard grabs the board. Howard's got 6 rebounds now in the game. In the corner, Harden. Back to Lawson. To the inside to take the lead.
And guys, you know, we talked about it before, but it bears repeating. Dwight Howard may be the best overall rebounder in the last decade. 5 times out of the last 8 years, he's led the league in rebounding. That's almost impossible to do in the modern NBA.
It's been a nice game for Howard. He's got 8 points and 2 rejections. He's doing all the things you can ask of a player in the low post.
Definitely, it's the blocks, the rebounds, you name it, he's done it.
Now the free throw is good, now leading by 1. For Denver, they've gone 4 of 7 from the field since the beginning of the 4th. Moutier kicks to Fareed. They set the pick. The dish now to Moutier. Back to Fareed. Nice pass. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup. Howard is still Clark, an efficient rebounder, still prolific in fact, but he's no longer dominant. Last year he had not one 20-plus rebound game. Tell me the last time that happened.
Well, you know, this being Dwight's 12th season in the league, Kevin, a lot of wear and tear on him. I think he's trying to fight through it, and he's still very much more than serviceable. Wants to get a ring, and doing his part to try to make that happen. You know, when I think of Wilson Chandler, what comes to mind is supreme athleticism. He can throw it down with the best of them. And yet he's still working on the other areas of his game to be more well-rounded.
You know, back to Wilson Chandler, he's somewhat of a wild card. One of the few guys to go overseas. Remember, Greg, during that NBA lockout in 2011, he signed to play for China and didn't negotiate an out clause when he signed.
Yeah, and truth is, Chandler's one of those guys who can give you some solid minutes, but you hope at some point that he gets serious and commits to reaching his full potential.
Good on the second free throw.
Well, I mean, a semi-productive trip to the free throw line, but we'll see whether or not it costs them.
Lawson dishes to Moniunas. Ariza against Chandler. Ariza goes in. Stolen by Fareed. Moutier with the ball. Chandler kicks to Fareed. And there's the pass to Jokic. They set the pick. 6 on the shot clock. Foy, the pass to Jokic. Puts it up from 12. Help they get it back. Goes back up. And the bucket counts, and he's on his way to the free throw line. Try to make it a 3-point play.
And the defense just gets caught standing around that time and giving up the second chance opportunity.
You know, that just can't happen. They need much more effort than that on the glass. And, you know, guys, a high-energy post player like Kenneth Fareed excels at doing the dirty work. As a matter of fact, he's nicknamed the Manimal for good reason. Very few players in the league possess this combination of energy and aggressiveness.
Talking about Fareed, a rebounder extraordinaire. His explosiveness, long arms, and huge hands help him compensate for his relative lack of size.
And he has that exceptional shot blocker instincts. I mean, the timing's there. He'll also steal the ball from you. The question now becomes, will he always be that role, effort, energy player, or will he develop eventually the offensive skills needed to see him reach the next level?
Fareed setting the pick for Moutier. On the wing, Chandler. Covered by Moniunas. Chandler picks to Moutier. Jacks up a 3. It's rebounded by Houston. Howard's got rebound number 7 for him tonight. It's Ariza on the wing. Covered by Foy. Ariza goes in. It's good, and it's his 6th make against 11 attempts. The Nuggets leading by 5.
Okay, fans, put your hands together for Go Rockets Power Dancers!
I think Doris Burke has something for us right now. Doris?
Hi, Kevin. I was able to hear the advice Mike Malone gave to his team during that last break. He made no mistake that their plan was to run their offense through Fareed. Coach reminded them that he is supposed to be the key factor tonight, and he still wants to see that happen. So Coach waiting until the final stages to pull a few tricks out of his sleeve. Kevin, let's see if he's made a wise decision.
All right, Doris, thank you very much. Here's Jokic. Fareed, a screen on Hart. Deflects the pass. And stolen by Lawson. There's a screen by Modi Yunus. Puts up a 3. That is in there. Lawson with the assist. Lawson's got 5 assists tonight.
A lot of space right there to get that shot off.
Not a very good job of the defender getting over the top of that screen in that particular play.
Here's Jokic. Fareed, a screen on Hart. They get it again. And Fareed throws it down.
And putting in the work on the boards, and it's paying off with chances like that.
And Gia, he does put in the work. You're right. It's why he's on the finishing end of one putback slam after another.
Well, his effort has never been a question mark. He is an incredibly self-motivated player.
And you know what? He's just not on his game, no doubt about it. Their deficit isn't totally on him, but he has not been an asset for his team.
Now, here's Moutier. Down to 5 on the shot clock. High post try. That one off the back iron and out.
He just has not been able to get into that groove yet, guys, but as a whole, it hasn't affected them too much.
And can you always depend on him or what to lead you to the right place with that pass? Money.
Okay, fans, put your hands together for Go Rockets Power Dancers!
There's 1:38 left to play here in the 4th. Oh, and a fast break for the Rockets. Lawson gets to Monty Yunus. Harden outside, and it's Ariza in the corner. And he misses the go-ahead basket. The Nuggets have gone 8 of 16 from the field in the 4th, exactly 50%. Foy with it. Now Lawson defending. And Fareed pitch to Moutier. Screen by Fareed. Passes it to Jokic. Monty Yunus with the steal. Ariza outside. Monty Yunus dishes to Hart. To tie it up. That's his 7th miss in 12 shot attempts. Foy the pass to Moutier. .36 seconds left in the game. Jokic sinks it.
Those are huge points.
Beyond huge, partner. I mean, they needed that bucket desperately.
Okay, fans, put your hands together for Go Rockets Power Dancers!
It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Harden kicks to Lawson. Harden right side. And some nice passing there by Houston. Offline from the high post. And they commit an intentional foul. We'll see another one of those so they can get into the penalty.
That's right. No other option but to foul and hope for some misses.
Yeah, they have to extend the game. I mean, plain and simple. Use every second you can on the clock here.
And an intentional foul right there.
At the line for the Rockets, Randy Foy taking 2 shots.
Shooting 2. Shooting 2.
He hits the first one, and that puts them up by 5. And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 6-point ball game.
And you can wrap this one up. Great job to stay cool at the line and finish it off.
Okay, fans, put your hands together for your Rockets Power Dancers!
So it's the Rockets now. Moniunas dishes to Howard. Ariza kicks to Lawson. From deep. Back to Ariza. No good. So we see Denver get the win here. This was a hard-fought, well-earned victory for them, Greg. They really had to work for this win.
That's a good point. I mean, weaker teams might have buckled at the end with the crowd amped up, everyone in the building kind of rooting against you, but they stood tall and pulled it out.
Well said. And that'll do it for the first game of the NBA season. For Clark, Greg, and Doris, and the rest of our terrific crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. But first, the post-game show with Ernie Johnson just a few aisles above us.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Thank you, Kevin. And now let's move on to the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Kenneth Faried.
His accuracy from the field was pretty eye-catching. I mean, if he was shooting the ball, it was going in. You rarely see a performance like this with this crazy high shooting percentage. Wow.
This is the manimal we're talking about. Kenneth Faried comes at you strong. He put the power in power forward. This guy plays strong all the time. He works as hard as anyone in the NBA.
And that's it for our broadcast here tonight. But we're just getting started on a new season in the NBA. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. We'll see you again soon.